The way that she breathes, I touched her, she touched mine. It was the craziest thing. I love the girls who hate to love because they're just like me. A certain girl, she took my hand and ran it up her thigh. She licked her lips and pulled my hair. I fall in love for the night.
Well, I mean, that's a complex answer. Because, to answer, the short answer is that we started talking about it in, like, spring, like, around April time. Ronnie had approached us. He had been talking with Craig for a minute. And, for like I said, it's a complex answer. I mean, for me, on a personal level, as a person who was there living it, I mean, I've done videos with you guys where I talk about it. Any of fans who are reading this can, they can look it up and see the videos. And I talk about how, being in a band with him, like, had affected us and what it was like to go through that breakup and all the bad stuff and the drama. And, I don't need to get back into it, but, it's been years. So for everyone in the band, it had already settled. It's gone. We've moved on with our careers. I think for Ronnie, it was more of a thing where, he had found his own peace and made, I guess he made peace with everything. He kind of just let things go and was able to, just accept it all and say, you know what, dude, like, I don't hate these guys anymore. Like, whatever we did in the past to each other let's let it be in the past. Let's move on. Let's move forward. And, so he started talking to Craig and approaching him, earlier this year and, just kind of squashing it. And then when that happened, the next thing is like, well, shit, I know if I were a fan, I'd want to see it. So, I mean, there's fans that have stopped listening to both our bands that used to listen to the, Dying Is Your Latest Fashion, and this is like a dream for them because it's a huge part of their lives, and, here we are years later, almost 7-8 years later, and, it's a reality, and it's going to happen, and we're really excited about it. So, the beef has been squashed. We're all cool with each other, and we have a baby together, and we need to go out and share it with the world, No, I haven't. To now, we've only spoken through email. It was a lot more, business, like, really talking about it. I'd mentioned a couple things, like I apologized to him for whatever I may have done that hurt him in the past, and I let him know that I forgive him for anything he did to me in the past. And like you said, I guess the best way to describe it is we're adults now, man. Like, we're moving on, and I have not spoken to him personally, and because he was such a big part of my life, it's not something that I want to do over the phone or over the internet. I want to sit down. I'm in LA today. I might just go swing by if he's in town. I don't know if he's on tour right now. I know their tour is happening. If not now, it's happening soon. But I want to sit down with him face to face, and it hasn't happened yet. So hopefully it goes well, because then the tour fuck, So it would suck if everything's just like fuck you. Nah, but me and Ronnie we have a past together, man. We grew up together. He lived with me. My parents let him stay at my house, when we were young, and we have such a long history together. We have so many inside jokes and just things that, we aren't going to forget. And I know that at this point of our lives, it'll be mostly good memories, and the bad memories that we have, we'll either laugh about them or we'll just kind of share them with an understanding, like, man, it really fucking sucked when you did this. No, but it's cool though. You were a dick, I was a dick. It's all good. Those are called growing pains, and at this point, we're grown up. absolutely, and I'm not gonna hide the fact that, you know, I won't shy away from the fact that although I've absolutely gotten over everything and let things go and made my peace with it, and you know he's, you know, made his. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say that this was an easy decision. I'm not gonna say that as soon as the topic got brought up, we said, yeah, yes, and let's jump at the chance. No, it was a bit of an internal battle for me. It was. I won't lie, dude. I mean, I'll be completely open because the last time I saw him, it wasn't positive. You know, it really wasn't. It was very tumultuous, and you know, after so many bad things, like, you know, like a lot of the things that happened back then still affect me now as far as my trust issues in life. Like, it's hard to trust a lot of people, and it was affected by a lot of what happened back then. And Ronnie was someone that I wasn't gonna trust right away. You know, I wasn't gonna just welcome him back and say, yeah, you forgive me. Well, fuck, dude, I already forgave you. Let's hug it out. No, I was like, whoa, hold on, because if it's the Ronnie I know, this might not go well. So, you know, it took a minute and a few more conversations, and you know, he spoke with Craig a lot more, and most of his beef was with Craig. Me and him really didn't have like true beef. It was just a falling out more than anything. And you know, it took some time. It took some time, and finally it was like, you know what, this dude's serious. You know, he's really intent on making this, you know, civil and being happy with each other, and not only letting our past go, but you know, honoring our past. And so when, you know, if after a while I'm like a lot more open to it. My nervousness is not there anymore. I will gladly, like I said, I'd go see him today and give him a hug and just say, hey man, it's good to see you again. So for me, it's all gone now. It took a while, but it's gone. My nervousness is gone. Money Brothers thing, man, it's been an ongoing battle. I mean, Escape the Fate at this point, I've accepted it. Like, I think how kind of Craig described it a little is, it just is what it is, man. Escape the Fate's like a fucked up band. We're all, you know, it's hard for us to all be on the same page at the same time. And, you know, Money Brothers, it's been a long time. It's not like it's happened overnight. It's been a lot of things, a lot of struggles for them, for myself, for Craig, for TJ, for Max. You know, it's when bad things happen, you know, it creates animosity, and then when someone lashes out in animosity, it makes someone else lash out, and then it just spirals out of control. And you know, it just reached a point where, you know, we just weren't agreeing on a lot of the business side of things, and we had to part ways, and you know, and it's all good. Like, we move on. Like, I really don't want to spend a lot of time talking on it because we have so much positive in front of us. But you know, when it did happen, it presented the door with Max, who, you know, we had spoken with him about a month earlier, and you know, I'll put it out on the line and say, you know, I was the one who ultimately made the final decision before to let Max go. Because when that happened, Monte he said he didn't want to tour with us. It's when we were on Uproar tour with Avenged Sevenfold in 2011. And Monte had quit touring, and Michael was out because he was sick, and you know, he was dealing with that and wasn't concerned with being in the band. You know, Max was having drug problems, man, and I'm not afraid to share this because I've spoken with him about it, and I've shared all my feelings, and he really just wasn't in a place where a band was, you know, it wasn't good for him, you know, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And after all the shit, it just dwindled down to, man, this dude's gonna die soon, and I'm not gonna be here to see him watch it. If my band has any chance of success, it's gonna only be without him, because with him it's gonna fall apart, and this dude, it might kill him. So you said your goodbyes, and years later, man, he's sober. He's at peace with himself now, which is weird. And it is a struggle that he thinks about every day, but it's not like he's, like, it doesn't eat at him like, fuck, man, can't go back there. It's like he's living day to day, and he's just learning how to be just a man now, and everyone has growing pains. Everyone has different ways of struggle. I myself went through huge, terrible anxiety problems and depression, and I've come back from that. And Max is doing that with drugs and substance abuse, and he's coming back from that. So, when I called him, we have such a long history together that it was instant. Like, it's like I never left him. It was like the high school Max. It wasn't the Max that I last saw. It was the Max that I grew up with, that lived in my house as well, that I used to spend the night over at his parents' house, and we would hang out, or his mom's house, I should say, and we would, play frickin' Tony Hawk on, like, fucking PlayStation 1, like, back in the day when we were little kids. Like, that came back instantly, and the connection was there. And even now, like, through the tour, my connection with him grew more and more. And there's still problems with the band. There always will be in any relationship. There's always problems, and I feel so comfortable talking to him. He's like my brother, dude. Where the rest of the guys in my band are like my bandmates, Max is like my brother, dude. That dude, it sucked to let him go. It hurt me so much because I cared about him. I had to. And it wasn't like a fuck you, Max, I hate you, leave, fuck you. No, it was like, fuck, man, Max, I can't do this anymore, dude. I'm sorry, you gotta go. It was more like that for me. Whether it came off that way to him, I don't know, but that's how it was for me. And now it's like, dude, welcome back, man. You're my boy, and I fucking love you, and and it's cool. And I have so much history with him. I have so much history with Ronnie. It's just like this crazy time, especially with those three guys, man, because we had a band fucking when I was a freshman in high school. Like, we were a pop punk band and shit. Like, it's like we have history, man. So I'm glad, dude. So with all this happening, it's just like, it's a good chance for fans to really go out and enjoy it, and get to be a part of something that's special that they really will never get to see again. I mean, in all likelihood. Oh man, well fuck. See, here's the thing, man. I just gotta tell you that anyone that's ever been around the Escape the Fate circus, that's ever commented on any video ever, that's ever heard a song that has any interest in the history of Escape the Fate and Falling in Reverse and Ronnie and anything associated with our band, this is what you've been wanting, dude. This is gonna be the tour. Now, I'm not gonna say exactly what we're gonna do. I will say that it's gonna be fucking insane, dude. And just at the prospect, like, I don't know, man. I'm just saying, dude, that it's kind of brought some chills and some tears into my eyes, just bringing, what's gonna happen on this tour, man. So I don't know if I'm allowed to say it just yet, but I think you catch my drift. I know I took a long time to speak, man, but what I was saying, anyone who's ever been interested in Escape the Fate in any sort of fashion, you want to buy a fucking ticket, dude. Dude, I don't know, man, because Halloween's always the up in the air time of year where half the time we're home, half the time we're not. So I don't. You know what's weird, man? Now that you brought that up, the last show I ever played with Ronnie was on Halloween. We opened up for Marilyn Manson. That's the last show we ever played together. It was probably going to be the last show we ever played together because it was crazy. Oh man, it was Yeah, at that point it was bad. He actually had his girlfriend at the time, who he broke up with not long after. He actually proposed to her on stage that night, and it let us know that we were getting a little bit of some credibility and a slight hint of fame at that point. But watching Marilyn Manson take the stage just like lets you know, holy shit, that guy's the real deal, and we got a long way to go, and that dude is the real deal. So, and it was a long time ago, man, and we've gone through so much, and that was shit. It's almost back to that date again. That's crazy. But for this Halloween, man, I don't know, dude. I'll do some crazy trick-or-treating, maybe. I don't know, dude. I got no plans as of right now, is what I'm saying. Last word, dude. Again, if you had ever cared about Escape the Fate, this is the tour that you do not want to miss. Buy a fucking ticket to this, because I might buy some tickets because I just want to be a part of it, dude, and I want to save that and say, holy shit. Don't miss the show is what I'm getting at.